Hello again, and thank you for stopping by to the latest edition of Mentor Mike's Market Movie. Today is Wednesday, March 14th, 2012. Let's get the data feed rolling. Okay, it looks like we're breaking to the downside, and we're going to take that white moving average with us. The MACD is pretty substantially below the zero line already, and our stochastic is in the lower half of its scale. So let's go ahead and short this thing and start up the feed once again. And sure enough, we've hit the first target, moved the stop. Now we got the stop in profit territory. Looks like we're going to hit that second target. But now we're hitting support at the long-term moving average. I have a feeling we're not going to get past that. Or maybe we will. Yeah, looks like it. But not too far. Okay, and we're stopped out. Let's pause the tape and draw our first trade line. That's always a great way to start the day. Okay, our MACD is in a bullish crossover now. And the price and our two shorter moving averages are on a collision course with the red one. The reason I paused there was because the price went below the white moving average and then came back up, but then it immediately went back down again. So this, on the other hand, looks promising. Now, we're about to break above the red moving average. The stochastic has been in its oversold zone and is coming out of it, and our MACD has been bullish the whole time. So that's a good sign. Okay, right there. Let's get long at that point. Okay, we hit the first target but didn't move the stop. I'm going to pause the feed so that we can bring the stop up manually to the parabolic and start the feed again. Oop, stopped out. Okay. Okay, we flipped the parabolic bullishly again, and we've got our stochastic curving up. So let's get long. Well, the price took a little dive there. Oop, that was quick. Okay, we hit our target, moved the stop, and then got stopped out at our safe position at least. So there's another one. All right, look what happened here. Price went below the red, took the blue with it. Now it's turned around and it's gone back up there. And our stochastic is turning around. We've got a little bit of a bullish hook on our MACD. I think we can go long again here because we're pretty solidly above the red here, and so's our MACD signal line. Okay. Oop, stopped out. All right, let's pause it and draw our arrow. Okay. Well, I was about to pause this thing and get long, but I think this is doing exactly what it did this morning. Namely, it started immediately going lower. Now, here's the thing. This would be our first delta turning point of the day, and there's a real good chance that this thing is going to go lower, because that first turning point is always a very solid and reliable one. So I'm going to go ahead and get short here, even though we are far from a red, white, and blue alignment. Okay, pause, and now I started to say that this looked like a potentially good long trade. Our stochastic was headed up, the MACD was headed up, and we had flipped the parabolic to bullish. But it literally turned right around as I was watching it this morning. The second candlestick or price bar after the first one immediately went lower, and then it never really recovered. So that's why we didn't get on there. And just as well, we obviously would have been faked out. So here we are now, flat the market, and this thing is ready to be started up again. Looks like the white wants to go low, and let's get short once again. You can see that third target's down there pretty good. That's why we don't hit it all that often. But we do want to be around to catch a nice trending move when the market is kind enough to give us one. Okay, and we flipped the we hit the stop a little prematurely, unfortunately, but I think that this move doesn't have too much left, given the fact that, oh, there we go. Okay. Now, let's pause this thing a moment. We are a little bit early for the predicted time of the second turning point, but the fact that we've got the bullish crossover on the MACD, and our stochastic is moving into the upper half of its scale, suggests that this still may be the low, the opposite of our high over here. So if we want to, we can be aggressive and get long. I don't have the same feeling of reliability about this turning point as I do the first one, but let's just see what happens. I'm going to be watching the MACD here. As long as it stays bullish, we'll probably be okay. And I suspect what's going to happen is this thing's going to chop along until it eventually ends up meeting the red moving average coming down here. Well, we did hit the first target, but we didn't move our stop. So let's find it and put it up here manually. And start up again. Now, let's see about getting short here, shall we? But first, let's draw this arrow. We got in about here, and we're out here, and now we're about to get short here. Again, hit the target, didn't move the stop, so let's do it manually. Well, hit the stop a little prematurely again, but that's one of the problems with playing at this speed. Alright, this thing has turned around in any event. And look at this. Alright, we're breaking to the upside here. The white hasn't quite made the turn yet, but this is the window of opportunity for the second delta turning point. Looks like this low is indeed going to be that turning point, which means that we're up. We've got a 1, 2, 3 bottom situation. If you guys ever remember a fellow by the name of Ken Roberts, he used to tout that pattern. We've got a low, an intermediate high, and then another low that didn't take out this first one. So we got 1, 2, 3, and now the market's turning to the upside. Tends to be a fairly reliable pattern. So let's get long and see if Ken Roberts is right. That white moving average is moving above the red now. We still haven't hit our target. There's the target again. Oh, and then finally the stop. Okay, good. Well, thank you, Ken. The old 1, 2, 3 bottom still works. Actually, that's Ken's version of a pattern, I think, discovered by Charles Dow way back when. He called it a failure swing. Okay. Okay, stopped out. Let's pause it, draw our arrow. Now, this looks like we're a long way away from this red moving average. I don't know what we've got going on here. This could be a 1, 2, 3, and now we're doing a 4. Or this could be A, B, C. I kind of think it's that because this, if this is wave 1, this is awfully choppy as wave 1, and these subwaves don't work because wave 3 did not take out wave 1 here. So I think that this is an elongated corrective move and the market wants to go lower. I also get that feeling from the general downward slope of the long-term moving average. It looks to me like the red's going to kind of come up, touch it, and keep on going down. We've got a crossover here on the MACD already, and we've dropped out of the overbought zone, and we're in the lower half of the stochastic range. So I'm going to be aggressive and see if we can get this thing to drop at least enough to hit the first target. Well, that was no problem. We're going to get that stop. There we go. Now here's where we find out if it's wave 4 or not. It could penetrate below and then turn around and give us wave 5. Doesn't look like it's doing that, though. I wouldn't expect it to go this far if it was wave 4. Therefore, I think we've got a new bearish impulse pattern in the works, and it was an ABC. Okay, we finally hit the third target. As you can see, you don't get those all the time. All right, let's reposition our chart here. Alright, let's pause this now. And what have we got going on? It's hard to say. But we've got a bullish crossover on the MACD. Our stochastic's about ready to go on the upper half of the scale. And I would say that whatever is going to happen, we're going to move up and the price is going to get pretty close to this red moving average. You got the red coming down, the price is going to rise up and basically meet it, and one of two things will happen. Either the price will force the moving average will force the price back down, or the price will have enough momentum to break on through and go higher. But one way or another, the price has got to meet up with this thing, and based on the trajectory that it's at right now, we've got plenty of room for this thing to move, and we only have to hit a pretty nearby target to make a profitable trade. So I am inclined to, again, be aggressive and go long. We've had good luck with that so far. So well, it's slowly rising. Oop, there's the target again, but no stop. Are we going to get high enough to move that thing? Yeah, finally. Okay, pause it again. Well, what did I tell you? The price got right up to that red moving average, and now it has turned down. Well, we got an obvious bearish situation going here. The MACD's got a ways to go before it's going to cross, but the stochastic's ready to drop, and we've got a bearish parabolic here, so I think we better get short. There we go. Finally. Okay. Now, let's pause that. There's another arrow. Now let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to tighten this up just a tad bit here. And I think we got to click it one more time. There we go. Okay, we started over here. And here's our first high during the day session. This is the low. Here's the next high. Now, normally that's your three turning points, and this thing would just kind of keep on going and we'd run out of time. But it looks to me like the price wants to go back up. It's almost ready to cross above this red moving average right now, and we've got the parabolic already bullish. This thing's ready to cross. The stochastic is inches away from the upper part of the scale. Remember that even though we get 3 turning points about 80% of the time, you can have as few as 2 or as many as 4. And it looks to me like we're going to get 4 today. This one here in the 7 o'clock range, this one in the 8:30 to 9:30 range, this one is the odd man out at 10:30, and now this one here is in the range of the third one at noon. And but it's going to be a completed turning point once the price gets back above the red. So for all intents and purposes, we've got 4 turning points today, and we might as well capitalize on it. We've got about 40 minutes before the platform is going to end all my trades to avoid going overtime. I think that's enough to see if this thing's going to hit our target. Remember, our target's not that far away. So let's get long and start up again. I didn't mention it before, but we also have some nice divergence here on the MACD that suggests that thing wants to go higher. Okay, now we're hitting resistance at the long-term moving average. Are we going to bust through or be stopped there? Okay. We were stopped out. I also paused it. We've got about 3 minutes left before the end of the session, so let's just run out the clock. And let's not forget the last arrow on our final trade here. Okay, time is up, and we have a very respectable 2,775. And let's see how many trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 and 0. 27.75. Not a bad day's work. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for coming by.